Until recently, most people in most countries had physically exhausting jobs and wanted to rest in their spare time. So public gardens and parks were places to relax in fresh air. Now, most of us have sedentary jobs, so we need to exercise on our journeys to work, and we want more exercise in our spare time. Cities therefore need greenway networks, and there are many historic precedents. The oldest examples had ceremonial and religious roles. In the ancient world, they brought communities together on high days and holidays. These were followed in post-medieval Europe by routes for pleasure and ostentation. Today, in our world of cities, we need multi-purpose greenways for commuting and leisure use, which also serve aesthetic and ecological objectives. Let's have a look at some ancient and modern examples. In Egypt, processional routes went from the land of the living on the east bank of the Nile to the land of the dead on the west bank, where the sun set. In Babylon, a processional way led to the Ishtar Gate. In Greece, a sacred way led from Athens to Delphi, which was a sanctuary used for both athletic and cultural events, like Olympia. In China, imperial palaces were built with long covered walks leading into the mountains for the emperor's private use. In Rome, the Via Sacra was used for triumphs and other processions. In Paris, the avenue now called the Champs-Élysées was laid out by André Le Nôtre in 1667 as an extension of the Tuileries Garden. It was conceived as a grand promenade, but is now a traffic artery. In Adelaide, Colonel William Light planned a city encircled by a park belt. It was probably intended like an English gentleman's park for walking and riding. In Riverside, Illinois, Frederick Law Olmsted planned a community with a linear park beside the river and curving boulevards through the housing. In Boston, Olmsted planned an emerald necklace of parks with connecting parkways. It inspired the whole world. In London, the Mall was planned as a royal and aristocratic promenade and for playing croquet. Sir Aston Webb redesigned it in the early 20th century as a traffic artery in the Beaux-Arts style. Patrick Abercrombie, when planning a green space network for the London metropolitan region in the mid-20th century, didn't include the Mall. But it's now car-free on Sundays and can be enjoyed as King Charles intended. In New York, the High Line has become an immensely popular high-level greenway and the focus of an emerging cultural district. So, let's furnish cities with a lot more greenways and greenway networks. I look forward to the day when travelling on foot and by bike will be the fastest, pleasantest, healthiest and cheapest transport modes for short and medium distance commuting journeys, and the first choice for leisure trips.